Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. It's the day before Easter and we're here with one of our chickens this morning. And as you all know, chickens lay eggs. Turkeys also lay eggs. Most birds lay eggs, but bunnies don't lay eggs. Yet every year on Easter, we have these colored eggs show up that some magical bunny lays. Have you ever thought, where in the world did this crazy idea come from? This is not your egg, this is my egg. One of the most widely held beliefs about the tradition of Easter eggs and why and how we hunt them, it goes back to ancient Babylonian culture. They had this fertility goddess. And this fertility goddess, her name was pronounced very similar to Easter. It was Ishtar. Basically pronounced Easter, just not quite spelled the same. But this goddess of fertility, she had all these symbols that were associated with her, like rabbits and eggs, all these little things that still today symbolize fertility. More than likely, you had some kind of traditions revolving around eggs that were practiced during this ancient Babylonian culture. We know from history that a man named Constantine came in there and he decided he was going to Christianize this whole empire. And so he said, no more of this fertility goddess stuff. It's about Jesus now. And so they said, okay, well, what we'll do is we can't be worshiping this fertility goddess anymore, but we also like this thing you got going on with the eggs. So we'll find a way to take that and incorporate it with Christianity. Over hundreds of years in Germany, they had slowly evolved into the point where they were putting eggs in baskets, and they had this Easter bunny thing going on, and they were even filling these eggs with tasty chocolates. Much too good for children. Much too good for chickens. But yeah, this tradition of hunting Easter eggs was brought to America in the 1700s from Germany by the Germans, who had already started filling eggs with chocolates, putting them in baskets, hiding them, and saying they were from this mystical creature, the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny and Easter eggs are just simply a mythical tradition that has been carried on for centuries, passed down and practiced, just like we do so many other things. There's a lot of people that would say the same thing about the resurrection, about Christianity. It's just a mythical story, no truth to it. Understand, though, that nobody in their right mind is going to die for something that they know is a lie. Thank you, Bucky. People will often die for a lie if they believe that lie to be true, but nobody that truly knows a lie is going to be willing to die for that lie. And with that in mind, if you look at all of Jesus's disciples, all 12 of them died. They were martyred for their faith, except for one. You had Thomas, who was killed by a spear to his back while he was in India. You had James, who was stoned to death. The Apostle Paul went to Nero's chop block. He had his head taken off with a guillotine. And of course, it's documented history that Peter was crucified upside down by his own request, because he just didn't consider himself to be worthy to be crucified the same way that Jesus was. Come here, you little chicken. Oh. All these people who lived and interacted with Jesus while he was on earth were willing to die for him, not because they believed they were pushing a false narrative, but because they knew it was the truth. The only one that didn't get killed was John. John was sent into exile on the island of Patmos, which was considered to be worse than death, because to be exiled, it was just like solitary confinement for the rest of your life. It was like torture. It was during this exile that John wrote the book of Revelation, the final book of the Bible. You know, part of me wishes that chickens did lay colorful eggs like this. Well, until next time, this is the Pretend Farmer wishing you a happy Easter. Enjoy your colored Easter eggs. And if you want colored eggs from your chickens, get Americanas and Easter eggers. Believe it or not, there is a chicken called an Easter egger. And depending on which Easter egger you get, you can have several different colored eggs. So truly, Easter eggs can be real, they can be edible, and they can come from Easter egger chickens. Never had Easter eggers, something we need to really get on board with here. Happy Easter, everybody.